Hello, hello. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back on in. How's everyone doing? Hope you guys are having a great start to your weekend. Ooh, this ad timer. My friend, what are you up to? Please capture the window correctly. Oh. Are you not updated? Hold on, let's reload you. There it goes. There we go. I fixed it. How's it going, everybody? Happy Saturday. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope everyone's having a good start to your weekend. We're back. We're back in the courthouse today. Very exciting. We've got our trial ongoing with the Skelkin brothers. Who they think Inspector Gregson is one of them, which is hilarious, mind you. But I think we're about to do that thing where we ask all the jurors, like, why they think our defendant is guilty. The thing with the really old rule that they were like, why would you do that? Nobody does that anymore. And we're just like, why would you not? It's a perfectly reasonable thing to ask, and also it helps your client. So, like, kind of weird that nobody else does it anymore and that they would question on why we would want to do it. And it's like, yeah. Anyway, courtroom shenanigans. But yeah, we're in the middle of the Hounds of the Baskervilles, which this is case 4, 5, I don't know. Our third case in London. Oh, so I guess it's case 5 because we had the tutorial case in Japan, the boat case, and then this is our third case in Britain at the Old Bailey. So, yeah, there we are. You think what was there to talk about? Well, we got our ads timer up there that I fixed. That's nice. So I can know when words not there right now. So I can know when we need to pause for a second to let the ads play, so none of y'all get caught in ads, and well, you know. And then also within the next about 30-40 minutes, I do need to take a quick little break. Anyway, I have to. For one, I'm doing laundry. I started a bit late. We had a lot of chores to do today. And then second, I have food coming. I ordered some Korean chicken and then also fries. Not just for me, to share with the house, but fries, or chips as we call them in London, because, you know, this is taking place in Britain. Chips as they're called, because Inspector Gregson keeps munching on the chips and it makes me hungry, so I ordered some so we can munch on them together. Alright, anyway, enough of that. Let's play the video game. How's about that? How's about that? Alright. I honestly could not remember which sound device Ace Attorney comes out of. Hold on, I'm like adjusting my headset sounds because it got a little funky. Whenever I restart my computer, I have to like play with my XLR thing a little bit to like get the switches to work right. Anyway, adjusting the sound in my ears. Yeah, let's pick up where we left off. Summation examination, is that what it's called? I think it is. I think that's what it's called. I'm gonna go with that. Anyway, so in this case, we are defending our dear friend. Let's just go into the court record, shall we? So, our defendant is Gina Lestrade, who is accused of killing one Pop Windibank, the proprietor of Windibank's pawnbrokery. We're pretty sure he got murdered by somebody else. Could be, I don't, where does Egbert Benedict play into this? Because he was definitely following us and trying to get things. She went over there to make sure that Sherlock did indeed actually deposit Iris Wilson's manuscript, The Hounds of Baskerville, or something like that. Shit, sorry, I forgot the name already. I'm dumb. Don't worry about it. And then these two fools shot Herlock, so, you know. I have the manuscript. Do I? No. Oh yeah, it's right here. The Hound of the Baskervilles. See, I did put the S in the right spot at one point, but then I am looking for... Put on my sleeve, but I don't know where it is. Okay, not gonna worry about that. So yeah, that's what's going on. And then after the testimony of the Skulkin brothers, I don't know, jurors are all like, guilty! And we're like, okay, but why? Because y'all rarely have good reasons to call our defendant guilty, so tell me more. That's where we're at. That's where we're at right now. Just to recap. Let's get going, shall we? Alright. All the evidence, hold on. All the evidence clearly points the finger of guilt at this young pickpocketing. As a housemaid, I should like to see all the filthy eyesores promptly and rigorously eliminated. I think you'll find that if you look at the photograph in the stereo, the truth will just pop out. I have left it in there. I should think there'll be repercussions by now. Are you a surgeon and did you leave something inside of somebody's body? Yo, my dude, my man, you need to retire. I'm concerned. Mind made up. Stop. Global radio transmission of verdict to follow. Stop. In motherland, we say, never judge by clothes, judge by head. I am convinced brothers are innocent. I'll remember what people sound like eventually. I need a little bit to warm up. Don't worry about it. Let's just roll with it, okay? Circumstances of the crime and the evidence do indeed implicate the defendant rather comprehensively. A storeroom locked from the inside, in which the victim and the accused were discovered alone. And in the accused's hand, the fatal revolver, the firing of which was heard by these witnesses. Not to mention this print. Take it from the chap who's seen action on the battlefield. Not young girls on the verge of pulling the bally trigger. Thanks a lot, Mr. Sholmes. Oh dear. These cameras were supposed to help, not hinder. I'm afraid I think you have an uphill struggle of you. But Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windibank. Which means there's more to the situation that we've yet to see. Agreed. You have the floor, counsel. Proceed with a summation examination. Hey, I remember the name right for once. I'm really bad at remembering names of things. Should I perhaps let it not pick up the chair? Sorry, I'm opening up my camera config. Oh shit, sorry. Y'all, sorry. I know what I'm doing. Okay, sorry, we were like fiddling with the camera settings, so it's a little hunky-dunky right now. Nope, that makes it worse? Better? No, a little better. A little better. Nope, worse. Alright, sorry. We'll leave it as not removing the chair. One of these days, the green screen will work better. Probably when I don't have my cosplay shit in the way, because that's kind of throwing it off. That's been, like, an issue. Okay, anyway, back to this. The defense's rebuttal. Sorry, we read that already. Press everything. You're Mr. Natsuma's landlord, Mr. Garideb, aren't you? We really must stop meeting like this. Ah, you're that lawyer chap. Well, there's a turn up for the books. Yes, rather a turbulent time we had back then. Some extraordinary events took place at your house, that's for sure. Luckily, Mr. Sholmes and I were able to get to the bottom of it all. It think we did rather a lot for you, didn't we? I mean, obviously. I wouldn't be suggesting that, therefore you should change your leaning to not guilty or anything. Can't be denied, I suppose. Curse of the Gardner house was the talk of the town after that business. I just moved out and I couldn't get a bally soul to take up the tenancies because y'all accused your tenant of being a fucking murderer. So, you know, nobody wants that. That's not very neighborly like, you know? Oh. I haven't had the heart to break the news to Joni yet. Not enough that the old girl's clapped up. Yes, can't be denied. You did do rather a lot, but not force. That's what dashed certain. I suppose not. Whoopsies. Of course. There can be no suggestion of that being the reason I'm leaning towards guilty here, obviously. Obviously. But honestly, I really wish you'd pay more attention to the trial. Unless to juror number 2. My order's been picked up! Oh, I might get chicken soon. And by which I mean also chips. Household maid wants to scrub the world clean. Polishing the bench again. Polishing the bench, I see. Again.
Maid's work is never done. Not a blemish must remain.
What exactly do you mean by filthy eyesores?
In my way to market for his lordship, I have to pass through East End. The place is full of beggars, pick-purses, and crossmen. The scum of the earth.
A little harsh, perhaps.
Let me be plain. If it were up to me, all those back slums would be made spick and span or eradicated. At least we have people like the great detective working to achieve these important goals.
You're referring to Mr. Herlock Sholmes? What makes you think he's trying to eliminate all those people?
That's right. I like to keep abreast of his exploits by reading Rand's magazine in between my duties. He does wonders cleaning up London streets. In my opinion, he should be declared an honorary maid of the capital.
Mr. Sholmes? A maid?
It's really quite unforgivable. Gutter scum having the audacity to shoot our very greatest detective.
She didn't shoot him, though! Minor detail, it was the 2 brothers in the stand who shot Mr. Sholmes, not the defendant.
A minor detail indeed. They're all gutter scum as far as I'm concerned.
Well... it just might be an idea to get our facts straight anyway.
Yes, all right. I shall amend my statement. Those brothers are the scum of the earth. They should swing for shooting the great detective.
Hold it! I agree with you. The shooting of Mr. Sholmes was an unforgivable act. But the purpose of this trial is to determine who shot the pawnbroker, Mr. Windibank.
I'm afraid you're splitting hairs, sir.
Sorry?
Whether it was the thieves or the pick-purse, it was still gutter trash that shot the pawnbroker in the end. Filth that should be cleaned up and eradicated, in my considered opinion.
Thanks so much for sharing. Whew, changing this maid's mind isn't going to be easy.
Bruno. It was one of those 2 brothers that shot Hurley, wasn't it?
Yes, without question.
Well, then I'll never forgive them.
Oh, Iris.
Perhaps we can use this maid's statement to help us somehow, do you think?
Yeah, maybe. Let's listen carefully to what each juror has to say first, though. Alright. Look at the photograph in stereo. Hold it! Tell me more! What What do you mean, look at the photograph in stereo?
Sorry? What? Don't you know? You look at the photographic print normally. It looks as though the pickpocket girl's about to shoot the victim, obviously.
Objection.
But there's no indication that the defendant ever fired the gun.
All I'm saying is that if you look at the same print in stereo, it could reveal all sorts of new information.
Do we have another shot of this we could use? I don't know. By any chance, are you a fan of stereoscopes?
Ooh, how did you know?
Let's call it a lucky guess.
Never gets old seeing the two prints merge into one before your eyes. It's extraordinary. It's captivating. It's the height of modernity.
Right. Hold up. Can I do anything with this? None. No, I cannot. Okay. Of course.
Oh yes, I think you'll find that the stereoscope is here to stay. Giving us new perspectives we could only dream of before. It's the greatest invention the world has ever seen.
If only it could give me new perspective on this case, I might agree with you. Then we have concerns on this man and what he does for a living and where he might have left something. What exactly have you been muttering about all this time, sir? I have some concerns. You keep talking about having left something somewhere or something like that. So sorry. As you can probably tell, I'm a surgeon. Yeah, I was afraid of that. A surgeon? That totally passed me by. Ryunosuke, pay attention, man. Just what he's wearing, the way he's holding his hands. You gotta look at the little things. Be like Herlock. Of course, people conducting surgery in this country aren't considered to be doctors, oh no. Even though me and my kind are at the forefront of medical science, the real brains in the field. So, what is it you think you've left behind? Well, that's a little embarrassing to be honest. You see, I was operating on someone yesterday. Standard thing, went in through the abdomen. But when I'd finished the procedure, I couldn't find my scalpel anywhere. Oh boy. What? Did he? Surely not. Surely not. Exactly. Surely not, you say to yourself, don't you? Worrying, isn't it? That's what's been troubling me this whole time. Could I really have left my scalpel inside the fellow's belly? No, of course I couldn't. I'm pretty sure he would notice, like he would feel something. Y'all would know by now, right? Like something would be clearly wrong with him. That shit's sharp. It would cut you up from the inside. So, there you have it. Like I said, it's a little embarrassing, really. That's one way of putting it. The other is manslaughter. That's exactly my concern! And seeing as this case appears to be all but sewn up, I need to focus on trying to remember exactly what I've sewn up elsewhere. Now, I'm sure I made sure everything was back as it should be. Well, as sure you can be without being sure. I'm sure you need to be more sure. Alright.
Hold it!
Next. Sorry, radio transmission? What do you mean?
Are you from the Far East? Stop.
Yes, from the Empire of Japan.
All communication with Far Eastern nations used to take place by mail. Royal Mail steamers take more than a month to complete the journey. Ah, but now we have the electric telegram, so we can send messages using electrical signals. Thousands of miles of cable have been laid along the ocean beds connecting the entire world.
Oh, my Chicon's approaching. Thousands of miles of cable on the ocean bed? Makes my head hurt just thinking about it.
You are well informed, young lady.
Chat. Wait for it. Okay. Chat. I gotta be right back. I gotta go grab my food at the door. I'll be just a moment right now, but in like 7 minutes, I'll have to BRB again to go get my laundry. So this is gonna be awkward. Anyway, right back. Let's move this over here. Okay, we're back. Hang tight. Ah, break. Oh. Definitely didn't just hit my mouth on the green screen. That's not a thing that happened at all. Alright, we're fine. Not gonna open anything right now. We'll wait until after the break. Alright. Let's turn this off. Shit! Oh no, I missed it! Okay, hold on.
But cables will soon become a thing of the past. Stop.
And just when I was starting to catch up.
Radio transmission is the future. Stop. Messages carried over airways to four corners of globe. Stop. Excitement growing. Stop. Atmosphere electric. Stop.
Right. Try not to wear out your fingers.
Era of wireless telegraphy. Stop. Driving technological revolution. Stop. And people say inventions like the stereoscope are the height of technology. What utter piffle. I can't understand it. I really can't. They're just silly toys.
Do we call him on it? Alright, let's do it. Oh, this man looks like he's about to do a heckin' murder. Alright, let's do it.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, do you have something to say about that? Juror number 3, sorry to interrupt when you're obviously fuming, but...
What?
He perhaps has something to say about juror number 5's last remark. As if I couldn't guess.
Oh, you bet I do. Say that again. Go on. I dare you. Goodness, are you talking to me?
I think you just might be, yes.
You think stereoscopes are just toys, do you? Huh? Absolutely. I mean, really, a machine to view photographs in 3 dimensions? Why on earth would you not just use your eyes to look at the world around you? It's all three-dimensional.
What a great way to appease the man.
No, I'm sorry. Stereoscopes are of no practical use at all. You just don't know. Pardon? I think you'll find that viewing a photograph through a stereoscope can unlock all sorts of possibilities. I'm obviously going to have to demonstrate.
What sort of possibilities? We're talking here.
Well, take a crime scene, for example. You had a pair of photographs from a crime scene that you could view through a stereoscope. It could reveal hidden clues you'd never even noticed before.
What?
Have you got any, Bruno? Any prints we could look at with the stereoscope?
I mean, besides the cat? I mean, but we only have one of these. Unless we look at the cat photos. Only thing I can think of is the cats. Any prints we could look out the stereoscope? I mean, yeah, we could look at the cat. How about this print here? It should do the trick, I think. I guess we'll try this one and see what happens. Ugh, I was wrong. I can't actually think of anything we could use at all.
What? Really? Oh dear, I think I may need to have a stereoscopic look at your brain sometime.
What's that supposed to mean? Oh, did I fuck it up? I fucked it up. Alright, let's try that again.
Hold it.
Maybe we'll try, because he mentioned looking at the photo in stereoscopic. We only have one copy is the thing. But we'll try it anyway. We'll try presenting the photo that juror number 3 was talking about anyway. Just silly toys. Alright, let's try this again. Let's try it again. And he's so mad. We just don't know. We had a pair of photographs. But I only have one copy is the thing. We'll just try it. Let's see what happens. If this doesn't work, then obviously we need to wait and come back to this later.
Take that.
Alright then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any 2 suitable photographic prints?
Of course I can.
Very well then, I'd like you to demonstrate.
I'd be delighted to. Just give me one more print and I'll amaze you all.
I only have one copy of this! We need to get another print, another photograph. We need another photograph. Shit. One more print. I don't have another print though. The problem is we only have one.
Take that.
It's the same one. Wait, sorry? What do you mean, one more print?
Oh dear. Don't you have these in the Far East? Don't you know how a stereoscope works? You know.
What?
You need 2 photographs for a stereoscope, remember?
Okay, we're not ready for this yet.
You know, one for the left eye and one for the right.
Oh yes, I remember now. But the print we have from the pawnbroker is just a normal photograph.
No, I think you'll find.
But the clue is in the name. It's a stereoscope, not a monoscope. You always need two prints. Thanks for the friendly explanation.
Well, if we attain another print at some point later in the trial, we can always show it to this young man then.
Ha ha ha! I think you'll find that know-it-all expression is really starting to annoy me. Let's get things back on track, shall we, Council? All we need is another shot from a slightly different location, and we could see the scene in 3 dimensions. Alright, we'll get back to that. Okay, I do need to go get my laundry real quick, though, so... a little bit early to do another, like, ad break, but I think we'll do it anyway, because it's gonna take me a few minutes. Alright, I know I just started, but I gotta BRB. And tombstone. Book! Book. Map? Book. Tombstone! Good job, us. I'm so proud of our Warrior of Light. Fucking tombstones. Cheerio, Scout. Hope you're settling into your solo camping adventure. Don't be disheartened if you can't find a needy ghost immediately. I intentionally picked a safe island that's not too haunted. When you finally find a ghost, try to help it make peace with itself, and when you do it, you'll finally graduate to 2nd degree. Signed, Scoutmaster Blake. Yes, I'll write to you every day, unless I get busy. 1 common log cabin, large potted plant. Okay. Sir? Scoutmaster Blake. Hi. Hi. Hello. Parfait here. You certainly did not send me to a relatively unhaunted island where I might take me a little bit to find a ghost friend. You, in fact, sent me to a very haunted island of bears. Sir? One that curses people and traps them here. So thanks for that.
Mr. Stickler shouts, at which point the victim turns his head to look, and the killer fires his pistol. And that's why the bullet hit him in the right temple. No contradictions, right?
We broke something, guys. Trucy became a block of tofu. It's like tofu percent in Resident Evil. We broke her. Tofu, what are you doing in this game? Look, look. Both made by Capcom. Both made by Capcom. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Beam.
Oh, beam.
Beam on me. Beam on me.
Oh my god. Light, it's too strong.
So happy, yo. So happy, yo. Keep pouring
We
it
all
on.
need
Beam, beam, beam.
someone.
Easy on.
To be
I'm so proud of you all.
Alright.
Blanc, can you tell me what the contents of these boxes is? Fortunately, there's no English written on them anywhere. One cluster of boxes is written in Borginian. It says... Despair, funny key, scissors, leaf, eyeball, Kamehameha! It is cloth in English. As a result, I brought this knife so I could shank this bitch next to me if he doesn't fucking give me back my coin. I know he took it. There was no one else there. Bro, what? Bro, what? Excuse me? Anyway, the fact remains, myself, I'd help here. I need a savior to rescue me from this crisis. Great, thanks, I hate it. What the? What are you doing up there? Mr. Sholmes? Why are you wearing the tiara?
You look pink. Tender and very cute.
Weirds me out a little bit that my Twitch profile icon is also pink-haired, so, you know. Why did she say tender? I don't know. Is she gonna eat us? I'm back, chat. Oh, hold on. There we go. Game sound. Game sound. We're all good. We're all good. Just make sure I have access to my fries, my chips. Alright. In the motherland. I am not on the game window. There we go. Please tell me you're not Villain Bolshevik. The Russian revolutionary.
Revolutionary?
Ah, I believe there is such rumor. It's just a rumor? As you see, I have unfortunate appearance. I look like vicious criminal. Your words, not mine. You want to point that out. Just want to point that out. People call me revolutionary, murderer, autocrat.
And which glove fits?
Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. Right. That didn't sound staged at all. You'll forgive me for having my doubts. You treated like vicious criminal all the time. It is very painful. People do not realize. I have much sympathies for these brothers. People say they are criminals only because of how they look. No, it's also because they shot somebody. Just pointing that out there. The Skulkin brothers? Ah, maybe they went inside pawnbroker's shop. But they have done nothing wrong. This is all I want to say. The Skulkin brothers did nothing wrong that night. Alright, well, first of all, that's one not so little misunderstanding I'll need to clear up straight away. Tell me something, Iris.
What is it, Runo?
The jurors are chosen at random from the inhabitants of London town, aren't they?
Yes, it's amazing, isn't it?
In that case, how is it that there's a Russian tourist sitting among them who looks for all the world like a revolutionary? Alright, you guys want to know what I just realized? I never made tea. I normally make tea for Ace Attorney days, so I can go for longer, but I did not. So we might need to take a break later to do that. But we're good for right now. I have plenty of water and I have other tea. Anyway, why? How did we get these jurors?
I wish I knew.
I can't change the minds of more than half of these 6 jurors. Trial will be over.
But we know that Ginny would never shoot anyone.
Yeah, so we need to find contradictions in what these jurors are saying and pit them against each other. I must be ready to go to whatever lengths I have to convince them of Gina's innocence. All the evidence points clearly to the young pickpocketeen. Brothers are the scum of the earth. I'm thinking her versus the Russian right now. We need another shot. He left and he's saying nothing relevant. Global radio transmission of verdict to follow. Convince the brothers are innocent. Okay, we're gonna pit him against juror number 2. Alright.
Objection.
These two contradict. These two statements clearly contradict each other. But Lord, Counsel, explain yourself.
Oh my statement? Contradictory?
Contradict. C-O-N. Juror number 6, you've got the wrong end of the stick. Do not have stick, I have mouse. As juror number 2 said earlier, when the Skulkin brothers fled the scene on the night in question, they fired a shot from their revolver.
Yes, they shot poor Mr. Sholmes in the abdomen, I understand.
Surely you're not going to tell the court now that you didn't hear? Abdomen. Abdomen. A-B-D. Sir? Sorry. My English is still learning. You are telling the court you didn't hear? Forgive me, I did not hear. Ugh. Ah, here is word. Abdomen. Part of person's body containing stomach and other vital organs. If this is what you mean, you can say in plain English. I am Russian, not native speaker. Who thought it was a good idea to let this man be on the jury again? So, you are telling me these brothers who look like criminals were lying? Said before, we never done nothing. The truth is, they shot detective. Ah, this is double negative. Yes, that's exactly right. Lying is wrong, especially when lie is said by person who looks like criminal. Coming from you, that seems surprisingly prejudiced. This means, and they say we never took nothing. Maybe it was also big fat lie. This true? Well, according to the police report, no stolen goods were found, so... Enough! I trust no one now! It's not the mouse's fault, though, sir. Poor mouse. Didn't deserve this. I must see with own eyes. I must investigate crime scene myself. I'm afraid that won't be
Yes, it is, Runo. Easily.
Sorry? Sorry, hold on. Stretching.
With a print from Hurley's red-handed recorder.
Ah! Oh, is this how we get a second print? Alright, I'm in for it.
You compare the print that pictures Ginny and the next print from the half an hour later, you'll be able to see straight away if anything was taken or not. Gooey, Mr. Prosecutor!
Tut. Calling on the prosecution in the middle of a summation examination of all times. Print showing the accused threatening the victim after she broke into the shop. This one. I'm going for a fry. Oh, that's 2 fries. I wanted 1 fry. Following this, the victim and the accused moved into the storeroom. Meanwhile, the Skulkin brothers entered the shop and summarily heard the fatal gunshot ring out. Sadly, none of these events were captured on film. This is the print produced by the camera half an hour later after the brothers' fight. Sorry.
So this was taken after Hurley was shot then? As I can tell, nothing has been taken.
That does seem to be the case. I can't notice anything that's obviously missing in the second print. So, the brothers who look like criminals told only one lie. Shot man, but they stole nothing. It would seem so, yes. Good. No, not good! You were right, I did not understand situation. Now I know brothers have lied. I think it is really important to continue with trial. Alright, that's one, I guess.
Yay! Well done, Runo. The balance is shifting.
Barely. Well, it's a start, I suppose. But there must be more in what these jurors are saying that I can use to expose the truth. And if I can do that, we just might turn the situation in our favor still. Thank you, Counsel. Continue with the summation examination. And kindly hand that new photographic print to the bailiff to be filed as evidence. Post-shooting photo has been entered into the court record. Okay. Another print in the court record. I wonder if we can make use of that. I guess it's time to stereograph. Although we'll talk to him again. Hold on. I don't know, man. Alright. Oh, I can't press him anymore. Lake of lies of many dead fish. We must find the truth. Therefore I say, not guilty when. Alright, anyway. For you, I have 2 things now.
Hold it!
I question you to do it. Can it really show up new clues, though?
No, unless you try.
How about this print here? It should do the trick, I think.
Take that!
Alright then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any 2 suitable photographic prints?
Of course I can.
Very well then, I'd like you to demonstrate.
I'd be delighted to. Just give me one more print and I'll amaze you all.
Take that!
Alright, these 2 prints were both taken with the same camera in Windibanks on the night in question.
Yes, I see. Tell me, Mr. Lawyer. You know how stereographic images work.
I understand the principle. Well, I think so. I did have a lesson only yesterday. Left and right eye images need to be the same, only with a slight shift in the positions of some objects. Then when your brain merges the 2 images together inside your head, it notices the shift as if it were depth.
Yes, exactly. It's this small shift between certain objects in the 2 pictures that's really important.
So what happens if you use 2 photographs that are exactly the same then?
No, obviously that wouldn't work at all. Not for seeing the scene 3-dimensionally anyway.
Oh, okay, I get it. So anything that pops up as 3-dimensional, when we're doing this, is going to be something that was moved during that half-hour time span.
Oh. Oh! Of course, now I see. Ha, I think the young girl has discovered the secret.
I have! Oh god, she's cross-eyed. Can you uncross your eyes before you tell me?
Have another look at these 2 pictures from Hurley's camera, Runo. Go on.
There's a broken... The lamp's broken.
Can you see that there's a really obvious difference between them?
Yeah, the lamp's broken, for one. That's the main thing. Other than the fact that, you know, the 2 people are not in the photo. Of course there is. There are 2 people in the first and no people in the second.
Well, yes, you can see that straight away, but now, try looking at the pictures in 3 dimensions.
Oh god, this is really hard. Nope. This is really difficult for me. Alright, I'll give it a go. So, to start with, you have to cross your eyes and then try to make the 2 pictures overlap exactly. Let's see if by crossing my eyes I can make the quill pens from each picture overlap in the middle. Wait.
Well, did you manage to see it properly, Bruno?
Let's pretend I did and then make a guess. How about that? Ah! What's going on with these two pictures? Oh, it's this? Some of the things on the counter sort of jump out at you. I would need a stereoscope to look at it, I think.
Yes, 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 that's it, you see? That's the other amazing power of stereoscopes.
Other amazing power?
Is someone going to explain this black magic, hey? Why the deuce do some of the things on the counter seem to jump out at you like that, I think you'll find that if you consider the basic principle of the stereoscope, you'll answer your own question.
Basic principles on the stereoscope?
As I said before, if you just try to look at two identical pictures using a stereoscope, it won't work at all. It's a slight shift in position of certain objects that lets you see the pictures three-dimensionally.
In other words, even though at first glance it seems the objects on the counter haven't moved at all between the two pictures, this shows that actually there must have been a slight shift in their positions.
Yes, there must have been.
Interesting.
Now hold the fire there, sir. Got a reasonable grasp of this whole cross-eyed business now, I'd say. But why the devil does the shift between the two prints exist in the first place? Well, what's the answer, fellow? Come on, you're the cross-eyed master.
What, me? I have the first idea. I'm really bad at being cross-eyed, okay?
You know, Bruno, it's quite simple.
It is?
Just think it through step by step. The first photograph was taken at 1 a.m. Then 30 minutes later, the second photograph was taken. The position of some items on the counter appeared to have shifted slightly in the interim. So that means...
That means that sometime in the half-hour interval, someone must have tampered with things on the counter.
Zookas! Someone tampered?
New information! Stop! Not mentioned in testimony so far! Stop! Yes. We've had to go around in circles a little here, it seems. But I'm starting to see what I should be aiming at in this summation examination now. Ladies and gentlemen, the question now is clear. We know the items on the counter were moved, but by whom? Are you suggesting you might know? Of course. I can tell you right now who's responsible for the almost imperceptible shift in the items on the counter. No, I don't know what's going on. Lunch on chips while I'm thinking about this. He's a professional baddie by trade. The Skulkins? Are we accusing the Skulkins? But they didn't have anything on them. Let's save. Just in case it goes horribly wrong. But we have several chances, so we're okay for right now. Alright, well, let's try one of the Skulkin brothers.
Take that!
Was the witnesses currently in the stand, the Skulkin brothers. Wait. Does not agree with what brothers said in testimony before. And they said they did not even have time to pull dukes from Lucy Lockets. My Facebook says dukes in meaning as hands. Lucy Lockets is meaning pockets. Is this another lie? Is this what you are saying? Yes, I'm afraid so. Oh, hold on there a minute. You can't be sure of that.
I quite agree. The accused is a common pick purse after all. It's perfectly possible that she went through the things on the desk to see what she might steal.
I think that's unlikely.
Why exactly?
As you can see from this photographic print, the defendant was pointing a gun at the victim. It would seem, as my learned friend indicated, that she was coercing Mr. Windibank to open the storeroom door. In other words, Miss Lestrade's interests lay within the storeroom, not in the main shop, giving her no reason to touch anything on the counter. All of which points to one thing. The Skulkin brothers have omitted key facts in their testimony. Oh, we're just trying to get to... Okay, that works. We're just trying to get more testimony on the Skulkins. Okay. I see where we're going. Shock! Amazement!
But the accused is a pick purse. Common gutter trash. Why look any further for the wrongdoer here?
Because the Skulkin brothers are thieves, madam. No better, in fact worse, than a pick purse. I believe that these brothers were looking for something on the victim's counter that night. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you would condemn the defendant on the grounds that she's a pickpocket, would it not at least be right and proper to thoroughly scrutinize testimony given against her by two thieves? Well said. I, for one, would like to hear more from that shady pair. What you want this head? Madman! Alright, I'll take it though.
Can you all see now? I think you'll find that stereoscopes aren't playthings. You've seen their extraordinary potential firsthand. Wholeheartedly agree. Stop. Must purchase after trial. Stop. Will return home via Regent Street. Stop.
Nice. Woo! That's 4. Well, it would seem this trial is yet to run its course. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury have declared their inclinations via the mighty scales of justice. I hereby call this summation examination to conclusion with the balance altered in the defendant's favor. 2 lean to guilty, 4 lean to not guilty. Accordingly, the jury is without consensus. And I order this trial to continue.
Yay, well done. Oh, by the way.
What?
You should hold on to this, Bruno. You never know when it might come in useful.
Twice in one trial would be unusual, surely. Alright. Stereoscope added, a fold-up device that allows anybody to enjoy seeing things in 3 dimensions simply by looking through the eyepieces. Lord Van Zeeks will instruct the witnesses that the court demands additional testimony from them. You gonna toss it into the fire? Sure, it won't spoil the bouquet to do so, my lord. Want myself another chance to probe that pair about their activities that night at least. And I won't stop probing them until I've proven that Gina is innocent. To be continued! Don't worry, we'll keep going. We'll do at least one more part. We did it. Good job, us. Order, please. Let us resume the proceedings. Witnesses, you will now retake the stand. Oh boy, it's the Skulkin brothers again. I got chips just for you, Inspector. I presume you heard the defense counsel's summation examination.
Oh, yeah, Governor. I did, Gov. I did.
Mr. and Mr. Skulkin.
Cool, blimey!
This is going to be hard work. Earlier in this trial, you gave the following testimony about your actions after you entered Windibanks.
Well, it was Bedlam soon as weren't it? It was, Nash, it was. Didn't even have time to pull me dukes out of me Lucy lockets.
However, that was a lie. You brothers...
Cool, blimey!
On the night in question, you rifled through the items on the victim's counter.
We never done nothing of the sort. How'd you figure it out?
Bingo ain't the smartest. You will now give formal testimony once again. You will tell the court precisely what happened on the night in question. And this time, you will tell the truth. Each lie that passes your lips serves to increase the severity of your punishment. Oh, broke it with his bare hands. How do you not getting red wine on your white gloves? How? What kind of coating did you put on your gloves so that they don't get stains on them? What kind of black magic is this? That, gentlemen, may deal a crushing blow to your chances of ever seeing the light of day again. A thought worth pondering, perhaps.
Say no more, Gov, we hear ya. The blab will squeak with peach.
Alright, here we go. Witness testimony. Illegal entry, the whole truth.
Alright, we did knock a few things over, but we weren't rifling for nothing. It was when we heard the gunshot, see? Made us both jump and all that stuff went flying. Lummy, you didn't have given me a fright. We was thinking the shooter'd come out the door and get us next. We stuck everything back where we found it and scuppered, straight into him in the black. Couldn't have shot the pawnbroker, see? We never even had a chance, did we?
You saying you just left after you knocked everything over? Because that didn't happen, because you're forgetting about the part where we ran into you and you shot a man. So you admit to the defense's accusation. You did indeed ransack Mr. Windibank's countertop on the night in question.
Not ransack, Governor, no. That's right, Nash, that's right. It's more like we tidied up, yeah. Sorry.
By their own admission, these brothers entered into the pawnbroker under dubious circumstances. However, they panicked and fled on hearing the gunshot, having first made good their mess.
Way you say it, we hardly sound like Ross at all.
You did not, in fact, flee when you heard the gunshot, because you ran into us. Or after the gunshot, because you ran into us. You know, with a gun. Shot someone.
We don't, Nash, we don't. Annie, make us sound a bit more cutthroat.
It can't just be a coincidence that these men showed up at Windibanks that night. There's more to their testimony than meets the eye. Sure of it. Illegal entry, the whole truth. Here we go. Press everything. It did knock a few things over. If that's the case, then why did you testify to that effect in the first place? Well, you know, we ain't exactly squeaky clean, are we?
We ain't, Nash, we ain't. If we admitted to something like that, people would think we was up to no good.
Well said, Ringo, me old China. We'd only land ourselves in even more trouble. And in fact, now, as a result of lying in your previous testimony, that's exactly what you've done. Landed yourselves in even more trouble.
That's rotten luck.
As the rotten apple eater. Witnesses, explain your actions to the court. Why did you ransack the victim's counter?
We never ransacked nothing. Right, Nash, right. More like we tidied up the place.
Nobody believes you.
Sorry.
They heard the gunshot and they jumped and knocked stuff over.
Hold it!
So what you're saying is the sound of the gunshot shocked you so much you knocked all the things off the counter?
Well, it shocked one of us that much, yeah. This bag of nerves needs to learn to keep his shirt on. Look, it was loud, all right. Blimey, me dead granny would have woken up in that thing. Big brother screamed like a bloomin' baby and fell over on the counter. He knocked over a load of books and a candlestick and some skull whatnot. That got tangled up in some marionette what knocked over a picture frame what knocked them scales on the floor.
You really mastered working quietly then.
What a racket! Granny would have been scared back into her grave at a colliding like that.
So, in short, the gunshot took you by surprise.
And then some.
Is that right?
I mean, it was quiet as a mouse, and then all of a sudden, bam!
You got something to say there, Inspector Gregson? As you munch on your chips, I shall munch on mine. I wish I had never-ending chips. Alright, what do you got to say? Inspector Gregson, do you have something to add? Hold on, what did he sound like? Like I keep saying, I don't appreciate being lumped in with these scoundrels. No, something to add about their testimony. You seem to react just now what Mr. Skulkin said. Did it make you think of something? It's probably nothing, of course. Wouldn't even bother to mention it, only. Well, the fact is, cases don't get solved if you ignore the little details. How about you just tell us what's on your mind? As you know, we brought these fellas into the yard for questioning last night. And the statement they gave, they then told a slightly different story to what they're saying now.
Did it?
You claimed you heard the victim shout something out before the gunshot.
Might have, Gov, might have. Does ring a bell now you mention it.
Granted, it's only a minor detail, but still. Can't help but feeling like perhaps you've been a bit sloppy with your testimony here, eh, fellas? I discover the witness's testimony has been any more sloppy than it has hitherto proven to be. I shall be forced to bring the very harshest punishment to bear against them.
Easy, easy. I'll get it right this time.
That's it, yup. It's all coming back to me now. And speak. supplement your testimony with whatever details have miraculously returned to your questionable minds, sirs.
Yeah, right you are, Gov. Just before the gunshot, we heard a voice yelling out, "Give me that gun!"
Hold it!
What do you mean by that? So in fact, you heard the voice and the gunshot almost simultaneously?
We did, Gov, we did.
Although, I suppose if you're being honest, we heard a kind of wavering voice before the yell and all.
If you wanna get shot,
Give me that gun.
bam! Kind of thing.
A career in acting tragically missed. And where were the voices coming from? Could you tell?
Of course we could. From the other side of that door behind the counter it was.
In the storeroom where the victim was found dead. And the voices you heard, was that of the victim, Mr. Windibank?
On me granny's life, course it was.
On his granny's life, course it was. So that would mean that you both knew Mr. Windibank and the sound of his voice?
So that would mean what? What, Nash? What? Any ideas?
Yes, Counsel, indeed it would.
Nah. We didn't know the geezer. We didn't know the geezer. How am I supposed to deny it when that bloke in all the fancy club was giving us the evil eye?
If you value your lives, you will ensure your testimony is accurate and true.
On me granny's life it is.
On his granny's life, it must be. It's a good job his granny's dead. Summarize then, immediately after hearing the voice of the victim, you then hear the gunshot, causing you to stumble and upset the items on the counter, scattering them over the shop floor.
You make it sound like we're clumsy.
Don't forget we tied it up after like good little boys. Anyway, way I see it. Bloke what owned the place was holding a gun, so he should have just fired instead of yelling at the girl. He had the gun. Tell me more about this statement.
Hold it!
This testimony is a hot mess, y'all. You're saying that Mr. Windibank had a gun in his hands?
Oh yeah, bet that was a sight, eh? Two waving them guns at each other. Must have got pretty heated. I mean, just before he shouted out, we heard the geezer say, "If you don't want to get shot." Didn't really sound like he meant it, mine. More of an empty threat, you could say.
Mr. Windibank was known to keep a revolver on his shop counter at all times. People say that to protect the articles in his keeping, he'd readily put a bullet in someone's head if required. Yeah, his own. That someone being himself, of course. A degree of extraordinary devotion indeed, if alarmingly misguided.
Well, he certainly sounded like he was ready to pull the trigger the other night. Only, person he was gonna shoot beat him to it. Cooked his goose proper. I'd wish he'd squeeze the trigger instead of wasting time shouting, "Give me that gun."
And it was directly after those words that you heard the gunshot?
It was more or less the same time, Gov. Give me that gun. Bam! Bam! kind of thing.
Yes, a career in acting. Very tragically missed.
Then we heard the sound of someone hitting the deck. Oh, everything went dead quiet. After that, we done a slapdash job tidying up the place. Lummy, didn't you half give me a fright? We was thinking the shooter'd come out the door and get us next.
Hold it!
So, you didn't try to open the storeroom door then?
Out on your life! It went deathly quiet after that, it did. Put the wind right up me. But anyway, the door was locked, wasn't it? No way that was opening.
Yes, of course. It was locked from the inside, or so we've been led to believe.
It was, Gov, it was. From the inside. Right, so we had no way of knowing what was going on in there, did we?
Unless there was some other way to get a view of the inside of the storeroom. Because you said you saw him with the gun, and how could you do that with the door closed? There's a lot not really adding up here. This is like the most sus testimony we've ever had, right? Like through the keyhole or a spy hole, perhaps?
Don't ring no bells, don't light no lights. We had to cut and run before we noticed anything like that. We're still cutting our teeth in this game, see? But one day... we really cut the mustard.
The fuck does that even mean? Please, cut it out. But as we know, behind that door was the victim's lifeless body, the accused not 2 feet away. Yes, unfortunately. Gina was in there unconscious, with a gun in her hand. To confirm, would it be correct to say that neither of you set foot inside the storeroom?
That's right, Gov, that's right. Couldn't have even if we wanted to.
They stuck everything back where they found it and then went straight back into the black. That part's definitely a lie. Yes, whereupon you fired a shot from your own gun at Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Oh, yeah, we was a bit hasty there. We was, Nash, we was. Truth be told, I was already shaking like a leaf when you lot turned up. Just shaking like a leaf? Don't put a loaded gun in your hand. Good advice, miss, good advice. Truth be told, my mind went totally blank. Before your mind goes totally blank, make sure you don't have a loaded gun in your hand. And don't made, miss. After that, we legged it down the street, but apparently we looked dodgy to the couples or somewhat, so they clapped the derbies on us like winking.
After you had been handcuffed, the police found this revolver in your possession, correct?
Well, yeah. But listen, this proves it, don't it, hey?
They couldn't have shot the pawnbroker. They didn't have a chance. And why should we believe that?
Eh? Oh, well, of course it's true, isn't it? Place was totally empty when we went in.
That time, the victim was already in the storeroom, having been forced to open the door by the accused who had a gun to his head. In other words, on the night in question, these 2 witnesses never even laid eyes on the proprietor of the pawnbrokery, Mr. Windibank. Correct?
You've got it, mister. Down to a T.
So the Skulkin brothers never actually encountered Mr. Windibank? Is that really true, I wonder? No, definitely not. That's it? That's the full extent of their testimony?
What is it, Runo? You look very fierce. I could pour you some herbal tea if you're tired.
Oh, thank you, but I'm fine. Being such a logical thinker, you'll probably laugh. But I feel as though these brothers are still hiding something. Something important. It is nothing more than a feeling, though, and I have no proof to support it.
Well, feelings can certainly be very logical at times.
Hold on, let me look at my evidence. That's today's headline. How do we prove that they knew him? I don't know. Sorry?
People's expressions, the movement of their eyes, the words they choose. You can take all that in and your brain will quietly analyze it to come up with a feeling like you describe. You concluded that there's something suspicious about this testimony without knowing why. That's all. I think you should trust your instincts.
Iris, thank you. Sometimes I think if she's 10 years old, I must be 5. She is very smart and mature for her age. Alright, they did knock a few things over, but they say they weren't rifling. I heard a voice yell out, "Give me that gun!" He was holding a gun and he should have fired it. I think we start with this one. Where's the gun he was holding? Should we start with this? Let's save first. There was a lot of text between here and the start of this. Oh, sit. Hold on. Hold on, I got you. Alright. Let's start with this statement. Where do we show the gun? Find of a single discharge. What gun? What do you mean he was holding a gun? Alright, let's try this. Objection! So you're saying that on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Winterbank, was wielding a gun? Is that correct?
That's it, Gove. You've got the picture.
I do have the picture, in fact.
Yes, Nash, yes, no question.
And yet, photographic evidence obtained immediately after the incident clearly shows that Mr. Winterbank was not holding a firearm of any description.
Eh? You what? Gordon Bennett, that ain't right.
Objection!
How would you know? There can be no question that the victim's revolver was used in the incident. I would remind the court that Mr. Winterbank's gun was found at the scene. Not only was it identified as the murder weapon, but it was found in the accused's hand.
Yeah, that Maltula used the victim's own gun to finish him off. Give me that gun. Bam! Kind of thing.
Hold it!
Stay exactly where you are, right there.
Eh?
If the crime had taken place as you so colorfully described in your testimony, it would give rise to an undeniable and significant inconsistency in the final moments you just acted out. Goodness, are you sure, counsel? Yeah, because he would have been shot in the front and not in the back. You intrigue me, my learned friend. Let's see some evidence to support your claim. Where's the proof that demonstrates this inconsistency in the witness's portrayal of the victim's final moments? Single bullet wound from the back. There are no other signs of trauma.
Take that!
Here's your autopsy report back, sir.
According to their testimony, the witnesses claimed to have heard a shot of "Give me that gun," followed by the gunshot.
Indeed, with the two events happening almost simultaneously, or so we've been led to believe. Yes, that's right.
Now, if that testimony is true, it would mean that at the moment of death, the victim and his attacker would have been facing each other.
However, in the autopsy report, it clearly states the victim died instantly after being shot from behind.
Ugh.
So, as I stated before, there is an undeniable inconsistency in your testimony, Mr. and Mr. Skulkin.
Yeah, yeah. But it's the God's honest truth. It is, Nosh, it is. When he was shot that night, shopkeeper had a gun in his hand. We saw it with our own bleeding eyes.
How? How did you see it? When the door was supposedly closed and it was a locked, closed room murder. And you said there's no people or nothing for you to look in. Did I hear you just right? You actually saw Mr. Winterbank holding a gun?
Something like that might have slipped out.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have all just heard the admission by these two witnesses that on the night in question, they actually saw with their own eyes the victim wielding a gun. Which can only mean that despite their testimony to the contrary, the Skulkin brothers must have encountered the victim in person.
Nosh,
Order, order, order! Witnesses, explain yourselves at once.
Well, the thing is, it wasn't supposed to,
It would seem that my previous warning fell on deaf ears. I made it quite clear that false witness would be the death of you. He means false testimony. I do understand that you replaced the untruths of your original testimony with renewed lies.
ever so sorry, Governor. Truth is, see, we, Cut it out, Nash, cut it out. We blab now, you know what'll you'll do to us.
He? What are they talking about? Could it be... I have my suspicions that this fellow who was very keen to get the other items on, that belonged to Mr. McGilded, Mr. Egbert Benedict, he was very keen to get the other items belonging to McGilded. He may have been involved in this and trying to claim said items. He's very suspicious. Let me make your position here perfectly clear. You will talk. There is no other option available to you.
Oh, come on, the game's up. But you'll have our guts for garters.
In case it hasn't quite sunk in yet, no matter how hard you try to hide it, the truth will come out. On the night in question, it is now apparent that you brothers met face to face with the victim. I demand that you testify again to explain the precise circumstances under which this meeting took place.
Well, we have to.
On pain of death. I suggest you make yourselves fully aware that this is your very last chance to tell the truth. And Zeke's is gonna murder these two. Encounter with the victim!
Alright, so we just got inside the gaff and heaved a sigh of relief when the geezer showed his mug. Give me that gun, he bellowed, and then he flew at us like he was possessed. I thought we'd had it. An old geezer, the bloke was strong as an ox. He chucked me over the counter. I pulled me gun on him, and he legged it through that door in the back room. He never had nothing to do with killing him. I saw what had happened, I swear.
So you're now telling us that moments before the victim was killed in the storeroom, you in fact encountered him in the main part of the shop?
Well, yeah, so sorry.
Well, find ourselves at an interesting juncture. This changes matters considerably.
But honest, Governor, this time, Nash, this time, we ain't got nothing more to hide.
Very well, counsel for the defense, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Yes, my lord. This is it, the moment I've been waiting for. Encounter with the victim!
Alright, so we just got inside the gaff and heaved a sigh of relief when the geezer showed his mug.
Oh shit, hold on. I was supposed to be pressing, sorry, I got carried away. I'm kind of having fun here.
Hold it!
I'm having fun with the Skulkin brothers. I don't know why, it's just fun. They're really easy to read. When you say geezer, I presume you mean the victim and proprietor of the shop, Mr. Windibank?
Who else? Sorry, I mean, that's right. We was keeping a close eye on the entrance to the gaff, obviously. We never thought no one was gonna come out of the back room like that.
Back room being the pawnbroker's storeroom?
Oh, that must be where he popped up from. Only place he could have been.
So it would seem the victim was already in the storeroom when these brothers entered the premises.
Which means Ginny must have been in there at that point as well.
That doesn't make sense, does it? If Gina had threatened Mr. Windibank into the storeroom with her at gunpoint, then why would he have emerged from the same room all alone when the brothers arrived?
Oh, I don't know.
Did you see the accused at the time?
What, that Motula? Couldn't tell ya. Oh, wait, Cobber. We had bigger fish to fry then. I mean, the little geezer just lost it.
What are you sweating for? Give me that gun. And then he flew at them like he was possessed.
Hold it!
You mentioned that Mr. Windibank shouted those words in your previous testimony, too. However, you claim that you heard him yelling them on the other side of the storeroom door.
Oh, did we?
But the truth is, he was shouting those words at you, wasn't he?
Well, yeah.
Was the victim, Mr. Windibank, wielding a gun at the time?
Was he ever? Blimey, lummy, a great ugly barrel he had pointed straight out my frontispiece.
What you're saying is, you definitely saw Mr. Windibank with the gun at that time. Is that right?
It is, Golf, it is. Spot on. And all of a sudden he came at us, he did. It was bedlam. I didn't know who was going for who.
You were clearly all going for each other.
Like Nash said, we thought we'd had it. I mean...
He was strong as an ox. I do ads soon because pre-roll is back on.
Hold it!
We'll do it after we finish pressing. We'll take a little break. Yes, I noted that you mentioned the counter in your previous testimony too.
Well, yeah, of course we did. He knocked over a load of books, a candlestick, and some skull whatnot. I got tangled up in some marionette what knocked over a picture frame what knocked them scales on the floor.
So, in fact, it wasn't the sound of the gunshot that shocked you and made you knock those things off the counter.
Well, big Bravia went flying over the counter like a gunshot, I can tell ya. And the old geezer pinned him. He did, Nash, he did. You hadn't been there, the bloke would have flattened me like a bloomin' pancake in seconds.
At the time in question, the alarm was raised at the local police station via secret cable from the pawnbrokery. There's a button under the counter used to activate it, which was presumably pressed by the victim. That's right, when the brothers fled the scene and back onto the street, they ran straight into the arriving police, didn't they?
Poor Mr. Windibank, he did everything he could to protect his shop.
Pulled his gun on him and then he legged it through the door. Doesn't that put you in the best position to shoot him in the back? Just saying.
Hold it!
Were you intending to shoot Mr. Windibank?
No, never. I was just, you know, looking out for me brother, weren't I? He was being flattened, don't forget.
A man whose shop was being burgled. Yes. And then, the man fled into the storeroom when you pointed your gun at him. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. He shoved me away, then ran off through that door and shut himself in.
There's something about that last remark. Something that doesn't quite ring true.
I wonder why Mr. Windibank ran away into the storeroom.
What?
Well, according to what everyone's saying, Ginny was in there waiting for him with a gun.
Ah, yes, that's right. Gina allegedly used Mr. Windibank's gun to threaten him and force him to open the storeroom door. In which case, how did the gun end up in Mr. Windibank's hands again?
I had no idea, but that is strange, isn't it?
This little inconsistency could be significant. I should make a mental note of it.
Look, the point is, me and my brother here. That's right, Nash, that's right. Me and my brother here.
They didn't have anything to do with it.
Hold it!
You say you had nothing to do with it?
Nothing at all. Nothing, Cove, nothing. The old geezer went and shot himself in the back room, didn't he? Locked it was, from the inside. We know it was, cause we tried to open it.
Yeah, there's something you didn't mention before. You said you didn't even touch it.
It's a decent door, that one. Good and strong. Wouldn't budge an inch.
So in the end, the situation remains unchanged. Inside the storeroom with the pawnbroker, there was only one other person. The sole person who could have possibly shot the victim. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade. It would indeed appear so. What say you to that, counsel? I don't know. Is there anyone else apart from Gina who could have possibly shot Mr. Windibank? I mean, yeah. You could definitely point a gun through the opening in the door. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin!
Hey, what? What's that look for?
From the moment you admitted that you'd encountered the victim face to face that night, the course of this trial changed completely.
It did?
What is your point? my learned friend. The question we must answer is who could have shot Mr. Windibank? And it is the belief of the defense that the defendant is not the only possible answer at all. You have my attention. In that case, let's return to this plan of the premises. The victim was killed in the storeroom, which was locked from the inside. Those are the facts. So pray, what other possible answer to the question of who shot the man could there be? Counsel must now provide answers to the court in respect of 2 conundrums. 2, my lord? As many chances to be right, maybe? Indeed. Namely, what location did the culprit shoot the victim? And furthermore, where was the victim at the time? Understood, my lord.
You alright, Runo?
Not entirely sure, but there's one thing I am sure about. I can prove that there's a credible new alternative to what happened. It would change Gina's prospects. Hugely.
Gotta save her.
So now, time for some clarity. Show the court on this plan the answers to the questions posed by his lordship. I think we should save. Believe someone else could have killed the victim. Indicate from where that person could have fired the gun. On the other side of the door, obviously. Because there is a hole there to look inside, which is how I saw. Else, please. Okay. Right here in front of the door.
Take that!
The defense believes that the culprit could have shot the victim from this location here. And in the answer to the second question, assuming the culprit fired from the location indicated, where was the victim at the time? Right where he died.
Take that!
The culprit shot the victim from outside the storeroom. Continue. Mr. Windibank died instantly from a bullet wound in his back. Looking at the stain of blood on the storeroom floor, it doesn't appear that the body was moved after death, which tells us that he was almost certainly shot while he was in the storeroom. However, the crucial point is, where was the shooter when the fatal bullet was fired? Oh, you're adamant that the shot was fired from outside the storeroom? Well, according to the Skulkin brothers' earlier testimony,
Pulled me gun on him, and he legged it through that door in the back room.
Mr. Windibank ran away through the door. We have to assume that the door was open at the time. Ah! It was at precisely that moment when the victim was fleeing for his life. These brothers had the perfect opportunity to shoot the man in the back once he was inside the storeroom. Not necessarily, but because he could have closed the door behind him, but either way, there is that sliding hole, the peephole, basically. You could easily point a gun through there and shoot him.
Ugh, gah! Come to think of it, do you remember what the prosecutor said at the start of the trial?
Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner. His report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. Oh, right, the trajectory is still a thing, though.
Poor man, shot while he was running as fast as he could to safety.
Ah, of course. He would have been leaning forward as he was running away. So even if the bullet was fired horizontally, it would still have entered his body in an upward trajectory. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So the culprit isn't necessarily someone shorter than Mr. Windibank.
Objection!
I'm sure my learned friend can't have forgotten that the storeroom door was found closed and locked from the inside. You claim the victim was shot as he fled into the room. You also claim his corpse was dexterous enough to turn the key in the lock. But does someone else lock the door? Yes, there's someone else who could have locked the door in the storeroom. That's so. Very well then, counsel, present your hypothesis to the court. In the scenario just described, defense's assertion is that the victim was shot from outside the storeroom. In which case, who shut and locked the storeroom door from the inside, Gina?
Take that!
Obviously, the person who locked the door was the only other person inside the storeroom at the time. The defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade.
Objection!
That's absurd! You're suggesting that the accused deliberately engineered the sealed room? For what possible reason? Such actions would only serve to tighten the noose around her neck, or protect her from also getting shot. She's probably scared out of her damn mind! I'm inclined to agree, I must say. Well, counsel? Yes, that's a tricky one, that, isn't it? Half-baked notions have no place in my courtroom, counsel. Remember that, please.
And of course Ginny would have locked the door. It almost goes without saying, doesn't it?
It does?
Well, if I was Ginny in that situation, I know I would have locked the door as quickly as I could. I mean, those two burglars had just fired a gun in her direction, hadn't they?
Oh yeah, obviously. Yunosuke, come on! Before the two brothers arrived, Miss Lestrade and Mr. Windibank were in the storeroom together. Now, I don't know what went on between them at that time, but at some point, Mr. Windibank must have heard the intruders breaking into his shop and left the storeroom.
Intruders, eh? That's us, bruv.
Your theory is correct. That would leave the accused alone in the storeroom. Yep. Yes, it would. Then, probably only moments later, the victim fled back through the storeroom door, hoping to escape danger. Bang. Hit in the back by the bullet, Mr. Windibank fell to the floor where he was, just inside the storeroom. And what we have to ask ourselves now is, what would the defendant have done in that moment?
I see where you're going with this.
Outside the storeroom was a terrifying killer who had just murdered Mr. Windibank. As soon as that thought struck Miss Lestrade, she slammed the door shut and locked it in in order to save her own life.
Hold it!
But I ain't. I mean, we ain't the ones who done it. We ain't, Gov, we ain't. You gotta believe us. I mean, come on, we never shoot no one.
Really? You say this even though we all know without a shadow of a doubt that you shot Herlock?
Objection!
That's blatantly untrue. I know for a fact that you would. Because before my own eyes, you shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes! There's only one logical conclusion here. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin, you brothers had every opportunity to have been the true perpetrators of Mr. Windibank's murder.
Oh, no. Ah!
There's a problem. The weapon.
Well, where does this leave us? You mean to say it wasn't the pickpocket who shot the pawnbroker after all?
Should have known it was those three brothers. They look shady as a dense forest.
That's amazing, Runo.
Not really, because there's a problem of their gun was still only fired once, as was Mr. Windibank's gun, which Gina had. So, The question is with what weapon did they kill him, and then when did Mr. Windibank fire his gun? These are the questions we have. Hold on. We don't know whose blood this is yet. This could belong to Mr. Egbert Benedict. There's a thought. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take our break now. We can run the ads and get the pre-roll back off, so, you know, anyone who wants to peek in on the stream doesn't have to watch ads. Anyway, I'm gonna go make some tea, and then we'll all take those few minutes to think about this conundrum here on whose blood this could be, and with what weapon was Mr. Windibank shot with. Alright. Let's be right back. I'll see you guys in just a few minutes. And tombstone. Book! Book. Map? Book. Tombstone! Good job, us. I'm so proud of our warrior of light. Fucking tombstones. Cheerio, Scout. Hope you're settling into your solo camping adventure. Don't be disheartened if you can't find a needy ghost immediately. I intentionally picked a safe island that's not too haunted. When you finally find a ghost, try to help it make peace with itself, and when you do it, you'll finally graduate to 2nd degree. Signed, Scoutmaster Blake. Yes, I'll write to you every day, unless I get busy. 1 common log cabin, large potted plant. Okay. Sir? Scoutmaster Blake. Hi. Hi. Hello. Parfait here. You certainly did not send me to a relatively unhaunted island where I might take me a little bit to find a ghost friend. You, in fact, sent me to a very haunted island of bears. Sir? One that curses people and traps them here. So thanks for that.
Mr. Stickler shouts, at which point the victim turns his head to look, and the killer fires his pistol. And that's why the bullet hit him in the right temple. No contradictions, right?
We broke something, guys. Trucy became a block of tofu. It's like tofu percent in Resident Evil. We broke her. Tofu, what are you doing in this game? Look, look. Both made by Capcom. Both made by Capcom. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Beam.
Oh, beam.
Beam on me.
Beam on me.
When
Oh
ya?
my god. Right, it's too strong.
So happy, yo. So happy, yo. Keep pouring
We
it
all
on.
need
Beam, beam, beam.
someone.
Neon.
To be.
I'm so proud of you all.
Alright.
Blanc, can you tell me what the contents of these boxes is? Fortunately, there's no English written on them anywhere. One cluster of boxes is written in Borginian. Here it says... Despair, funny key, scissors, leaf, eyeball, Kamehameha! It is cloth in English. As a result, I brought this knife so I could shake this bitch next to me if he doesn't fucking give me back my coin. I know he took it. There was no one else there. Bro, what? Bro, what? Excuse me? Anyway, the fact remains, myself, I'd help here. I need a savior to rescue me from this crisis. Great, thanks, I hate it. What the? What are you doing up there? Mr. Sholmes? Why are you wearing the tiara?
You look pink. Tender and very cute.
Weirds me out a little bit that my Twitch profile icon is also pink-haired, so, you know. Why did she say tender? I don't know. Is she gonna eat us? Concerns?
So call you Sweet Potato. It's nice. That's a food you're gonna eat us. I think we're gonna die.
Same initials, that's not cool. Yeah, why'd you gotta bring that up? Huh? Could have been lying through my teeth this whole time. I mean, you could have. But listen. Have you tried the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV? That comes with a free trial all the way through the award-winning expansion, Heavensward? Have you? I think that would keep you busy.
Retro way, wait, right?
Way.
No way!
Perpetual way.
Perpetual way.
No way!
What?
Alright, go ahead and get blasted. Leave Wawa in the center.
What are we doing?
How do I leave group?
Why is this happening?
Dawn.
Oh,
Dawn.
Please grab the
Double-
wash,
it's a-
please.
This is a bannable offense? To my ears?
a cat.
Alright, burning down Brawler. Dude, well, not burning, we're taking again. Okay, warp time.
High and low.
It's fine. Okay.
There's lots of fragrant magic water. I mean soap. See you tonight. What? Did you guys see that? Alright, chat, I'm back. How's your ad break? Hope you guys got some interesting, fun stuff to watch. Oh man, I should have munched on a fry while I was still off screen. I mean a chip. Hold on. Alright, I'm gonna do it anyway. Like, I'm kinda hungry. These are right here and I smell them and they're tasty. So I made tea, so that'll allow us to go a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. Alright, so, throwing out the wild theories. What if this green blood and this bullet belongs to Egbert Benedict? Funny name. And the bullet belongs to Mr. Windibank's gun. And they, like, you know, shot at him as he was trying to run away? Because this doesn't necessarily belong to Herlock, you know? I don't know. We don't really know, do we? Because it's unidentified at this point. And then... his blood. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Darjeelingling. Sip. I can't sip it yet. The tea's still steeping. Needs like another minute or two. Alright, anyway. Let's see where this wild ride takes us. Egbert Benedict has gotta be involved somehow, so I'm pretty sure he might be the true perpetrator. He probably hired these two to, like, help him break in and steal shit. Professional baddie by trade. Who knows what his real name is? He was real interested in getting something out of the pawnbrokery, so probably was gonna go through any means necessary to steal what he wanted. Anyway, let's go. Let's continue.
That was amazing, Runo. All the members of the jury seem to be firmly on your side now.
Do they though? I know, first time ever, and probably the last. They're not all on the white side though.
Well, I think you've done it. Surely they'll have to give a verdict of not...
An admirable effort, my learned friend. What's this now? Question of the gun still. If Egbert has the gun that killed Mr. Windibank, if he ran off with that and took it with him, then that would explain why. That would explain like the missing murder weapon. Because they we didn't do ballistics. We didn't. There's no way for us to check the bullets to make sure. Like, but anyway, laughing. Find this situation amusing, Lord Van Zeeks? I myself find the defense's argument most persuasive. Murder weapon. I dare say. Such chicanery is the bread and butter of the street performers in your provincial eastern nation. Rude! So racist. But such blatantly malicious conjuring tricks amount to nothing more than inexcusable pettifoggery here. What? The hypothesis you put forward so ostensibly credibly cannot and will not stand. Because, you see, contains a fatal flaw. Yeah, the fact that Windibank's gun was fired and we don't know where or at who. A fatal flaw? Do you mean to tell me that you're unaware of your logic's failing? I'm very aware that the question of who, when and who Mr. Windibank fired at is a big question. I say, Lord Van Zeeks, might be an idea to explain this bally conjuring trick or whatever it is the troops on the to the troops or whatever it is to the troops on the ground. A fatal flaw in my learned friend's argument is really very simple to understand. What a waste of wine! Assuming you're not too dim-witted to count bullets. By George, count bullets?
Oh dear.
See, I told you! The gun and the firing and the bullet thing, gonna be an issue.
Pouring myself some tea. You noticed then?
Huh? What's everyone talking about? Yunosuke, come on. Gotta think things through once in a while. Get ahead of the game. Counsel. Yes, sir? Tell the court how many bullets were found at the scene of the crime. Two. 2 bullets. Correct. The first, that which hit the victim in the back, ending his life. The second, that which struck the detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, on his arrival at the scene. Indeed. The defense presented a picture showing the damage caused by the second bullet earlier in the proceedings. But that is in fact not Herlock's blood, though. The bullet which injured Mr. Sholmes appears to have been passed through his body to strike the calendar. Wait, hold on. Wasn't the entire reason Sholmes needed to go into surgery because the bullet was still in there? I thought that was the case. Maybe I'm misremembering because it's been a while. It's been several weeks. But I thought that's what the issue was. Ooh, hot tea. Your lordship's understanding is correct. Furthermore, we know there are 2 firearms involved in the incident. A revolver belonging to the victim, Mr. Windibank. The Skulkin brothers' revolver. The evidence shows that a single bullet was fired from each gun. Yes, indeed it does. A single bullet from each. Now then, my learned friend. You yourself told the court only moments ago that these two brothers shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes right before your eyes. Yes, I did. And how did they shoot Mr. Windibank's gun when Gina had it? Oh my goodness, I think you'll find. But if the single bullet that was fired from the brother's gun hit Mr. Sholmes, it means... Windibank is not shot by the same gun. Stop. Only one bullet. Stop. Exactly. Yes, this Nipponese street performer presented an ostensibly credible argument. However, it was never anything more than a diversionary trick with no hope of standing up to scrutiny. Ah! Womp womp. Saw it coming a mile away. My tea's too hot. Order, order, order. You just tossed the whole damn bottle? That's new. Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging the dregs of this hallowed nectar into the public gallery. Lord Van Zeeks! But this court needs to open its eyes. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, is no ordinary little girl. Despite her young years, she can, regrettably, no longer be described as a juvenile. Hold up, how old is she? No, the person in the dock is far from a law-abiding citizen. She has a past riddled with criminal conduct. Oh, that's what he means. She's only 17. The truth is, the accused broke into the pawnbrokery on the night in question with loathsome intent. No, her intent was just to look at the Hound of Baskervilles. Hounds of Baskerville. Hound of Baskervilles? I forgot already. Hound of the Baskervilles. Yeah. As we can see beyond doubt in this print which depicts her threatening the victim with the murder weapon. And I have here in my possession one more piece of evidence the prosecution wishes to present. A disc! I'll be taking that whatever it is McGilded's down to the yard, thank you so very much.
No, don't give it to him. It's mine, that is. It's mine.
Wait, hold on. What was her voice? Fuck, I forgot. It's fine. It's hers! Sorry, miss. Anything belonging to McGilded has to be taken in as evidence now. I'll have to, like, go back and rewatch my own VoDs to remember what the heck I was doing. Yes, that music box disc. McGilded's music box disc. The very day before the hateful murder of Mr. Windibank, the accused attempted to make off with this article, which clearly doesn't belong to her. With none of the subtlety of a pickpocket, I might add. By brute force and brazen impudence. I don't remember that. Good gracious! Make no mistake, any sympathy for the accused on account of her years is misguided and dangerous. There are no depths to which this girl would not stoop if pushed. No crime she would not commit. The court forgets that fact at its peril. I see. I think it would be prudent to take this music box disc into evidence, counsel. As a grim testament to the defendant's character. Hold on. Lord Van Zeeks, I am. Inspector Gregson? What? Yes, Inspector. We had a meeting yesterday at the yard with the prosecution service, and, I think it was agreed that the disc wouldn't be used as evidence. What's this all about? Why is the Inspector acting strangely? That's the first time he said anything to Van Zeeks at all. I am unaware of any such meeting. But those were the instructions right from the top. Government bigwigs were insistent. Government secrets are being leaked to foreign agencies. This may be how they are leaking the secrets. Ooh, that got spicy real quick. Inspector, I am the prosecutor and I alone determine how to present my case. Your warning is noted. Thank you. The prosecution wishes to proceed with submitting this disc as evidence, my lord. Indeed, bailiff. Metal disc used to play music in a mechanical music box. On the reverse side is a note that reads, "For McGilded." Prosecution has established the accused's motive and opportunity and baseness of character. Hold on. I will look at that later. I want music to play while I'm doing this. There's nothing more to add. Shit, I hit the wrong button again. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I await your informed decisions and rest my case. I don't believe it. Now we'll look at it. Examine.
Oh, Runo, look! This is blood!
Yep, you're right. It's a small smear, but definitely blood. Can we spray this? Can we hit this with some of your magic powder? Actually, I feel as though I might have noticed that before.
Haha, it's my time to shine again! Thought I'd be waiting forever! Alright, hold still with that disc, Runo.
Can we get this done quickly, Iris?
In a flash!
Alright, what color are we getting? Green!
Ooh, a lovely bright shade again!
Well, it's certainly not Herlock's. So that can't be Herlock's blood on the thing. On the calendar. Interestingly, it's also not Mason's. Mason's blood is purple. Hmm. Hold on, didn't what's-his-face cut his finger on this and that's how it got blood on it? Egbert Benedict? Hmm.
Ooh, a lovely bright shade again.
Wait, that color.
What is it?
It's just that green. It's not the first time we've seen that color, is it? Blood sample portfolio updated. Or McGilded.
Or McGilded? That's the man you defended in court a couple of months ago, isn't it, Runo?
Yeah, or rather, mistakenly defended.
Wonder what his name is doing on the back of this disc.
That's a question I'd love to know the answer to myself. Oh, I think we got the proof that we need that there was somebody else there who got shot by Windabank's gun. Oh, that was exactly what we needed. Oh gosh, I'm so excited. I had the jury on my side once for all of 5 minutes.
Oh dear, it wasn't even for 5 minutes, Runo.
My lord! if I might say something at this point. Proceed, Mr. Foreman. Been stumbling about in a bit of a fog up to now, if truth be told, but all of a sudden... The answer's very obvious to me and my men. There's only one thing for it. Oh no. We're gonna summation examination again, aren't we? Very well, the court will hear from the jury. Ladies and gentlemen, you will present your leanings as to the defendant's culpability.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
We're screwed. We have a consensus among the jury, it seems. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. Haven't we heard that before in the series?
That's my line. I wrote that for Hurley.
It's also gets said in the future, and I know it's from the actual Sherlock Holmes books, right? Isn't it? I'm pretty sure.
How dare he use it against us?
Don't worry, Iris. I don't think we're finished yet. There's still more to this case than we realize. There must be, because there's one thing that I'm absolutely certain of. Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windibank. That's beyond any doubt. Very well. We will proceed with the second summation examination of the day. He knows us! He knows we're just gonna ask to do it anyway, and he made the assumption. Oh, that's so cute. You and I, judgy old friend, we besties now. Mr. Foreman, are you and the other jurors ready? Candidate squadron is primed and ready for action, sir. Very good. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have now determined the defendant to be guilty. Like, I like how we're not even gonna, like, point out the fact that I didn't have to ask this time. He just, like, made the assumption, was like, let's get this over with. The jurors' contentions. Once a rogue, always a rogue, I say. Different breed to us law-abiding citizens.
As only 2 bullets were found at the scene, I would say the whole case is done and dusted.
You don't need a stereoscope to see the truth here. Every which way you look at it, it was that pickpocket. I never imagined that simple operation would cause me such grief. He's still thinking about his operation.
The accused attempted a theft on the previous day. I can see I'm in for a busy day ahead.
I am ballistics expert. I have seen many shootings. There is nothing I do not know about guns. It would seem there was little remaining room for doubt. I have to admit I was rather bowled over by the argument put forward by the chap in black. But when that fell apart like a house of cards, I saw that I'd jolly well been hoodwinked. Well, no more. Ugh. Whole courtroom is turning against me. Again.
Not fair.
Iris?
That prosecutor's being mean. Just because Ginny's done some things she shouldn't have done in the past, that doesn't make her a murderer.
It's true. There's, like, a pretty big line between petty theft, pickpocketing, and, actually killing somebody. And it's a line many people do not cross. Ah, he got another bottle, I see. Allow me to savor this fruity vintage while I savor the spectacle of your fruitless debate on the matter. Here's to the truth coming out, eventually. Don't be rude. That's enough preamble. Counsel, proceed with the summation examination. Pulling his shit together. Yes, my lord. Offenses rebuttal. On with my hair. Oh, once a rogue, always a rogue. Just because Miss Lestrade has a history of pickpocketing, she must be guilty of murder? Is that what you're saying? Ah, well. Are all members of the British Army so quick to judge? I beg your pardon? Are you mocking Her Majesty's Armed Forces? The greatest military organization in the world? No, I'm simply illustrating my point. Making assumptions about people because they're a soldier or a pickpocket is wrong and dangerous. Well, yes, might have a point there, I suppose. Let's not forget the girl had already shown she had it in her from before. She's clearly a criminal sort through and through. Can't deny it. When you say she'd shown it, she had it in her before, are you referring to this? Exactly. Tried to swipe that only a day earlier, Or am I mistaken? Not exactly. Given that I was actually there at the time, it's hard to refute that.
Never actually seen the real thing. I can't wait to have a closer look at it.
Oh yes, of course. We already did that. Sir Sholmes did use his caramel bars to make a copy of the disc, didn't he? And then ordered every type of music box he could find from across Europe.
We still don't know what tune it plays, though, do we? But I'd love to see how the original compares to Hurley's copy.
Gilded's disc. Could it be a clue somehow? Perhaps we should examine it in more detail. It's the blood clotter. We already did that. I was on it. Done and dusted, she says. It's the number of bullets that has you convinced?
Only 2 bullets were fired, and the 2 guns that fired them have been examined by the police. When the parlor maid asks me how many are invited for dinner, I always tell her to count the table settings.
Well, that's logical, I suppose.
Although,
Yes?
sometimes after dining, crockery does go missing. 1 or 2 guests rather like the fine china.
Does your employer dine with thieves?
So I suppose there was another bullet somewhere of which we were unaware. I'd have to reconsider my position.
There's a bullet somewhere on the scene? Could that be possible? I don't know if I could prove it yet. It is possible, though. Is it provable? Third bullet on the scene. I don't know if I can prove it yet. Should we bluff our way? We'll bluff. Bluffing is our specialty, after all. Go for it. Allow me to show you, then, the third bullet. I don't suppose this would pass as the third bullet? No, okay. Passes for a bullet as much as you pass for a lawyer, my learned friend. Coming from you, I'm gonna take that as meaning not much. Okay, we're not ready to use this yet. No way does it resemble a bullet, if that helps you your understanding of my last remark. Ugh. Counsel, at the very least, I would expect the evidence you present to be of correct form. Been a long day.
Let's actually try to find this third bullet before we attempt that again, Runo.
Don't need a stereoscope to see the truth, he says. So if I've understood correctly, you need two pictures, a left eye one and a slightly different right eye one.
Exactly! Then you can see the scene in 3 dimensions, like this!
So if we have two bullets, I don't suppose you can see anything useful with them?
I think you'll find that no matter how much you squint, the truth of the situation always looks the same here. The only person who could have shot the victim is that girl on the dock.
How can you be so sure of that?
Think about it. The Skulkin brothers shot the great detective, didn't they?
Yes, that's been mentioned once or twice.
Well, then surely it's coming into focus now, isn't it?
This is a waste of time. I'm not gonna change this man's mind anytime soon. And he's still thinking about the operation. Would you please stop muttering about things that have nothing to do with this trial, sir? The defendant's life is on the line here. Huh? Well, the thing is, I couldn't really say that it has nothing to do with this trial, to be honest.
Huh?
I mean, there's no question that the man was shot, but the bullet had simply vanished from his stomach. It's quite inexplicable, don't you think? Wait, what? They didn't find the bullet in him? Hold on. Explain. I almost don't want to ask, but this surgery you've been muttering about all this time, you were operating on... What was that fellow's name now? Herlick? No, Herlock? No. Harlock? You operated on Herlock? Herlock Sholmes by any chance? Yes, good lord! It was that Herlock fellow! What? You're the surgeon that operated on Mr. Sholmes? That's right! Using the very latest anesthesia techniques, I might add. It was a fairly major op, I can tell you. This is crazy. Let me see. The fellow was brought in not long after midnight, if I remember correctly. They said he'd been shot by some criminal or other, so I opened him up like a shot. The funny thing is, I went over his insides with a fine-tooth comb and I couldn't find the bullet anywhere. Oh, shit. But that makes it harder to say that the one in the calendar is not the one Herlock. What I wanted to go with. So I'm afraid I had to throw up my hands and just stitch the fellow back up. I hate to state the obvious, but... Yes? Surely that's because the bullet is still at the scene of the shooting? Counsel for the defense is correct. As is clearly shown in this photographic print. The bullet that the Skulkin brothers fired at Mr. Sholmes hit him in the stomach region. And exited his body and then... Sorry, hold on. I'm reading the wrong voice. The bullet the Skulkin brothers fired at Mr. Sholmes hit him in the stomach region, then exited his body and lodged into the shop wall where the calendar was hanging by the door. I think you'll find it's really quite simple if you just consider the problem three-dimensionally. Huh! Who do you think I am, son? Well, juror number 4 is about the best I can do. Is he trying to say the bullet did not pass through him? Because that is exactly the kind of information I need here to prove that there are, in fact, 3 bullets at this crime scene. As soon as I saw the wound from the man's stomach, I flipped him over. Like a pancake? Are you saying that you checked his back? Of course I did, and there wasn't a trace of injury. No sign that the bullet had left the body at all. Perfect! This is exactly the information I needed. What? That's the point! The only logical conclusion was that the bullet was still somewhere in the man's innards. Which is exactly why I set about slicing him up. I'm still none the wiser even now. How many times do I have to say it? Can somebody please explain how it happened? Can somebody please solve the mystery? It's almost as much of a mystery as how this jury was put together. The mystery of where that bullet ended up is infuriating. Where's an expert when you need one?
Hold it!
Mr. Some just surgeon is on jury? I've experienced some coincidences recently, but this is ridiculous. I'm as surprised as anyone. There's no question that Mr. Sholmes was shot. Well, that's what the police told me when they brought him in.
How bad were his injuries, Doctor?
He was in a bad way. He lost a huge amount of blood, you know. I suspect he was shot at quite close range, too. Because his skin was badly burnt around the point of entry. Burnt? As I said, I flipped the fellow over and examined his back, but there was no sign of an exit wound. This is why I thought I'd better locate the lug and pop it out. And yet you say you found no bullet inside the patient. He was badly burned. He was badly burned. The light was not lit. But he was badly burned around the wound. Well, I wouldn't have done, wouldn't I? Because it's in the wall of the pawnbrokers. How did it get there? I need someone to solve this mystery before it drives me to insanity. If only there was some expert in ballistics who could help, even if he looked extremely untrustworthy. We need to go talk to juror number 6. That's what he's telling us right now. Got it. All right, thank you. So we have a disappearing bullet on our hands. Accused attempted theft.
Hold it!
What do you mean you're in for a busy day?
God's say, stop. Do excuse me, stop. I'm a communications officer, stop.
Communications officer? Does that mean something to do with sending telegrams?
Everything from personal messages written by members of the public to the latest news in the capital. I convert all the messages into Morse code and tap it out to the entire world electronically.
This is going to come in handy with the disc, because I bet the disc is not music at all. It is a message in Morse code to spill government secrets. That is my prediction. Remember that for later. To the entire world?
Thousands of miles of cable under the sea. Stop. Worldwide communications network. Stop. Information transmitted to and from all corners of the globe. Stop.
Ah, yes. She was getting on equally worked up about the radio waves or the like before, wasn't she?
I specialize in communicating information from government departments and newspaper offices.
I see.
I'm sure I shall have to wire the newspaper reports of today's guilty verdict later. So no sleep for me tonight, I imagine.
Let's just finish the trial first, shall we? He's our ballistics expert.
Hold it!
Please help me out here. I thought you were just a tourist. Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. There's no way he's just a visiting tourist. So, you're a ballistics expert. Who knew? I have much experience with guns. Ah. I have lived through many, how do you say, extreme, violent, wrath of, no, blood of,
Ah, Extreme violent bloodbaths, perhaps?
Ah, those extreme violent bloodbaths. English is very difficult tongue. Considering the sort of people you associate with, I'm surprised you still have a tongue. Anyway, if you have questions about bullets and guns, you ask me. There is nothing I do not know. No mystery I cannot solve. He's very confident in his knowledge of guns, that's for sure. But, if possible, please only in Russian language.
He's not very confident in his knowledge of English, though, is he?
No, still, we should bear it in mind. He's our man if there's a mystery about guns or bullets. Van Zeeks has managed to convince everyone.
And you have eliminated the impossible, he said, but he hasn't.
If we're gonna fight back, we need more material. And we have to fight back. We have to turn this trial around again. Alright, we're gonna pit you with juror number 4. Where's an expert when you need one? Here's your expert.
Objection.
Do it. Those two statements clearly contradict the idea that all I do is pit jurors against each other. Oh, a ballistics expert! Pitting. P-I-T-T. On the night in question, Mr. Sholmes was shot by one of the Skulkin brothers. But since there was no sign of an exit wound on his back, we must assume that the bullet didn't pass through him. However, no bullet was found lodged in Mr. Sholmes' body either. Furthermore, a bullet was found lodged in the wall of the shop where Mr. Sholmes was shot. Juror number 6. Hello, my name is Villain. Pleased to meet you. Isn't Villain the name of the Russian terrorist that from the boat thing? Is he perhaps here to collect government secrets? Maybe? It's apparent contradiction in the facts that is so clearly troubling juror number 4. Are you able to explain the mystery? I have seen a very similar situation in Motherland. It was night. It was blizzard. I was running away along mountain road and freezing cold. Golly! Snow was piling high on both sides of road. It was very narrow and dangerous. The pursuers had hunting rifles and they were on dog sleds. Mental note, don't ask too many questions. I was shot from behind, and I fell down in snow. The situation was very similar to what I hear today from Doctor. Could not find bullet in my body. No sign of, what do you say, exit wound. Then, where did the bullet go? Bullet never hit me. Well, it never hit you. Why did you fall down? Bullet hit frozen wall of ice very close to my side. What? One small piece, very sharp, broke away from lump of ice and pierced my body. Made deep wound that looks just like bullet wound. Good gracious! Of course, piece of ice quickly melted inside of me. That is solution to mystery of disappearing bullet. But there was no ice here at the time, so... And there were burn marks. What else could have got him? But that doesn't answer the question at all! Huh? The shooting happened in a pawnbroker's shop. Not some snowy mountain road in another country! Just an idea, but we might not be looking at exactly the same scenario here.
Uno, where exactly was Hurley shot again?
Well, according to the report, in his stomach. Sort of around this area, I think?
Well, that's precisely where he always wears a little pouch on his belt.
A pouch? Actually, I might have noticed something like that.
Yes, a pouch. It's where he keeps 3 glass vials of very dangerous chemicals that he uses in his investigation.
What? Really? Oh, so the burns are from a chemical burn. Doctor, where's the pouch Mr. Sholmes was wearing?
Well, fellow had nothing like that on his person when he arrived at the hospital, as far as I remember.
By May. Lord Van Zeeks? Well, I realize it is forbidden for the prosecution to interject during a summation examination. I should inform the defense that I have the pouch in question in the antechamber outside the courtroom. Alright, can I have that? We look at it. We need to look at this. I understand it when the police arrived on the scene and found Mr. Sholmes injured. They removed the pouch in order to assess the wound.
Oh, thank goodness! I thought I was getting forgetful for a moment.
Since then, it has been in my safekeeping along with all other evidence relating to the case. I can personally vouch for the fact that it has not been touched since the incident occurred. Can we look at it?
Very well, while extremely unconventional during a summation examination, I must demand the prosecution presents the item in question with all speed. Bring forth Mr. Horlock Sholmes' pouch!
I see.
So this is the pouch worn by Mr. Sholmes on the night in question, is it?
Look at that. Broken vial. One of the vials is broken and the leather around it is scorched black. Almost as if the vial exploded.
Exploded?
So, that night, a bullet from the Skulkin brothers' gun struck Mr. Sholmes' pouch.
And it was the glass vial exploding that caused the fellow's injury.
His bullet did not penetrate victim, but was deflected into wall of shop. Okay, hold on. But the blood, that doesn't explain... Delightfully complex aroma.
Well, it would appear one mystery has been solved at least.
Can I look at this in more detail?
It has no bearing on the truth of this case.
I'm pretty sure it does, actually.
The bungling and burgling brothers shot the detective and the accused shot the pawnbroker.
The pertinent facts of the case remain unaltered. Ugh.
But at least the mystery is solved. I can sleep easy tonight. Thank you, young man.
Ah, thank you very much. Glad I could help.
Due to its bearing on the conundrum to solve, the court will sequester the scruffy pouch as evidence.
At least pouch isn't scruffy.
Sholmes' pouch added! The pouch Mr. Sholmes is wearing around his waist at the time of the shooting. One of the glass vials is smashed and there are scorch marks around it. I hope we find a bullet in here. Now the summation examination should resume. I know, but we need to look at this. It's really scorched badly just here.
Oh, the strap is broken, look.
This must be where the bullet hit then.
Let me see.
There's the bullet. Beautiful. Look at that, a third bullet. What the? Iris, look! Behind where the broken file was, do you see it?
Ah, that's Skulkin Brothers' bullet.
What a stroke of luck it hit this pouch. This is an amazing discovery. What this means is there were 3 bullets fired at Windibanks that night.
Found exactly what that juror was talking about. The third bullet.
It's time to press that juror again, I think. The projectile we discovered lodged in Mr. Sholmes' pouch. It caused one of the files to explode, injuring Mr. Sholmes. Beautiful. Oh my god. That was amazing.
These glass vials are full of Hurley's homemade potions.
Homemade?
Yeah, like fingerprint powder to show up where people have touched things. And scent amplifying solution to intensify a smell lingering on an object.
Wow.
That's amazing, actually.
They're all very easy to use. There's just one thing that you have to be careful of. They're all very flammable.
Mr. Shums is a walking bomb. Either he's passionate about finding out the truth or just oblivious to the dangers. Could actually go either way. Oh look, there's a hole here at the back. It doesn't look like much of a bullet hole, but clearly something's ripped through the leather with great force.
Something must have pierced it somehow to have left this hole behind.
Yeah, it looks that way. Mr. Shums and his pouch both took a beating, didn't they? Alright, got what I wanted. Would appear the defense is somewhat struggling to alter opinion, Please, my lord. A little more time. After all, that's a new piece of evidence. Could be a valuable clue, and you can't afford to overlook anything here, do you, Inosuke? Still a way to turn this around, somehow. Sure of it. Your turn.
Hold it!
Number of bullets. Yeah. I can prove it now. I'm ready. These thieves! You dine with thieves! If there was another bullet, you'd reconsider. I can prove it now. I have the proof. Allow me to show you then. The third bullet.
Take that!
Here it is. We discovered it just now. Yes, on the night in question in Windibank's pawnbrokery, another bullet was fired.
Hold it!
What is this new trickery, you Nipponese conjurer? Where did you find that bullet? Oh, it was lodged inside Mr. Sholmes' pouch. What? This pouch was removed from around Mr. Sholmes' waist before he was taken to the hospital. And since then, it has been touched by no one. Do you mean to say a shot fired by the Skulkin brothers that night? Yes, as your lordship has surmised, it hit this pouch. But that makes no sense whatsoever. We already know the whereabouts of the bullet fired at Mr. Sholmes. It's clearly visible in this photographic print. Yeah, we were wrong about that. There was the third bullet. Ha! 2 guns on the scene have already been submitted into the court record as evidence. Yes, that of Mr. Windibank and that belonging to the Skulkin brothers. And examination of both guns revealed that only a single bullet had been fired from each.
Ah. That must mean...
That's right. We now know on the night in question, 3 bullets were fired. However, only 2 bullets were fired from the guns recovered from the crime scene. And until that incontrovertible inconsistency is somehow explained, we cannot and must not pass judgment. Order! While the summation examination remains incomplete, the court has been presented with new facts. Facts that would appear to shake the very foundations upon which this case against the defendant has been built. As is my prerogative in this situation, I hereby temporarily suspend the summation examination.
By Jupiter!
What? Bailiff, bring the witnesses back to the stand at once. Ooh. Witnesses?
Governor!
Are you listening to proceedings while the defense carried out the summation examination?
We was, Governor, we was!
Perhaps we can dispense with the tedious preamble. Simply answer this one question. The third bullet has been identified at the scene of the crime. What do you make of that? Sorry, shit.
Make of it, Gov. I don't make nothing of nothing if I can help it.
Is it one of yours?
Oh, blimey, Gov, God, blimey! me. Not a chance.
In that case, do you have an accomplice? Ah, the question we should have been asking all along. Was it truly just the two of them?
What? What? Never. Skulking brothers work alone. It's just the two of us. That's our trademark.
How soon we forget poor Sulky. Sulky, also known as Inspector Gregson. Only 2 of the bullets from the crime scene originated from the firearms we have in evidence. The 3rd bullet was fired from another gun. Where is it?
Tell me, that's an head scratcher.
Counsel for the defense? Yes? Hi, how can I help you? I should like to hear your thoughts regarding these new developments. 3rd bullet and the mysterious missing firearm from whence it came. Thinking back over all the testimony we've heard and all the evidence we've seen, I think I'm starting to form a picture of what really happened that night. My lord, I think it's clear what this 3rd bullet tells us about the Skulkin brothers. They had a secret accomplice, they had another gun, it's nothing to do with them. They had a secret accomplice. Which I bet is Egbert Benedict. On that night at Windibank's pawnbrokery, the brothers must have been working with a 3rd man. The witnesses are clearly doing their best to cover up for the existence of this accomplice. Did we watch? I'm pretty sure we watched Egbert get cut by the disc, in which case we can identify him being on the scene because we have his blood color on both the disc and the calendar. But the evidence all points to the fact that there was someone else present. Someone carrying a gun.
Objection!
What are we objecting to now? Accomplice, you say? Pig swill. These protracted proceedings have already forced us to endure 2 summation examinations. And in all that time, there's been not a murmur of a 3rd man. This apparently wraith-like being exists. The court must be shown hard evidence. Without it, this fantasy will be crushed. The prosecution demands an answer on 2 counts. Firstly, proof. Evidence that this accomplice was ever at the scene of the crime. Secondly, the identity of this spurious character. Skulkins are lying, I know that. But how can I ascertain the identity of the person they're hiding? Well, counsel? Supposed to prove the existence of this accomplice and reveal the person's identity even. Accusing Gino of stealing his ticket. Doesn't say anything about how he got cut, though. Response to the prosecution's demands, my lord. The defense is... Well, I feel ready, but I don't know if the game is gonna let me be ready. That's... You know what I mean? Y'all know what I mean? Sometimes it be like that. Ads are gonna start very soon. Maybe I can delay the ads a little bit to see what's gonna happen here. We're ready. The defense is ready. I believe I can provide all the answers to the prosecution demands. So, my Nipponese friend, despite the swimming eyes, you seem to think you have something to say. I do. This promises to be interesting. Have to push forward now. There's no other option. I need to use every single piece of evidence available to me if it will make a difference. In that case, counsel, I would ask you to present the evidence without delay. On the night in question, in the moments leading up to the death of the victim, what proof have you that there was a 3rd intruder present at the scene? Now the blood? Try the blood.
The evidence is right here in this portfolio.
By Jove, that portfolio again, is it? You expect the court to rifle through your papers itself? Be more specific. You claim one of those blood samples proves the presence of this third intruder? Well, which one is it?
It's either 1 or 4. They're both green.
Take that!
What am I looking at here? Appears to be some green paint or such like around the bullet hole in the middle of the calendar.
That's a blood stain, my lord.
Bloodstain?
Green blood. Curious even for you.
The court to understand that the intruder was some unhuman creature.
It's something developed by Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Hi, the great detective?
New invention. Stop. Not yet appeared in stories. Stop.
It's this, you see. It doesn't have a name yet, though.
This fogger spray is a chemical that reacts with the different elements in people's blood to change its color.
And elements of people's blood?
Yes, everyone's blood is slightly different, you see, because it's made up of different elements. So by seeing what color it changes to, you can tell in a flash whose blood it is.
Ooh, that brings on a whole extra dimension to looking at blood. Talk of blood in courtrooms. Stop. Very exciting. Stop. And as an example, this one shows the blood of the victim, Mr. Windibank.
Ah, a striking blue.
Yes, so you see, the green color of this bloodstain on the calendar shows that somebody else was shot in the main part of the shop.
Now hold fire there, young man. Could be from some unrelated incident, couldn't it?
No, it's not unrelated because the calendar is flipped to the day in question. The date showing on the calendar is the date on which Mr. Windibank was killed.
By golly!
Therefore, we can assume that whoever was shot on the same day.
And whose blood is it?
Well, the Skulkin brothers in the stand don't appear to be suffering from any gunshot injuries. Which means it must be the blood of somebody else. The third intruder, in fact.
Objection!
Whose identity the court is still waiting to hear. Can't delay this any longer, my learned friend. Who is this alleged third intruder?
Egbert.
Take that!
The man's name is Egbert Benedict.
Egbert Benedict? Who on earth are you talking about, counsel?
He paid a visit to Windibank's pawnbrokery on the afternoon before the incident took place.
And the accused attempted to deceive the pawnbroker into releasing this article into her possession.
That's right. A man identified by the defense, Mr. Egbert Benedict, then attempted to take the article from the defendant by force. Cut himself, right?
Broke her. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hold on. We're stuck up, right? Believe this filthy pocket thief has just redeemed an article from you, no?
Yes,
The article in question belongs to me, and demand for it to be returned at once.
Well, that's a lie. What are you trying to pull?
Give me back my overcoat, you wastrel. Needless to say. Any music box does it too. Inspector Gregson was there at the time and can attest to what happened. In the end, it was the inspector himself who took the disc.
Can you corroborate this account, Inspector? Yes, my lord. That's more or less what happened. And in the interest of being thorough, I asked Windibank for a print show in the fellow. Taken from one of these red-handed recorder companies.
Yes, that's him talking to Mr. Windibank that morning.
And you claim this man is the brother's accomplice?
Well, Mr. and Mr. Skulkin?
Never seen the geezer before in me life.
Putting it off as much as I can, y'all.
On me life, Gov, on me life. Never seen him.
Well, somewhat unsurprisingly, it appears all witnesses disagree with the assertion. I'm sure your lordship recalls my learned Bunny's friend's actual assertion, which was that he could prove the identity of this alleged accomplice. Yes, and I can.
And show us the evidence. I agree. We must see proof that the clean-cut gentleman in the photograph is the filthy criminal you say he is.
This is the last piece of evidence. I had a feeling that something has been missing in this trial from the very start. But now, I'm gonna drag it kicking and streaming into the courtroom. Are you ready to present your answer to the court then, counsel? Yes, my lord. The defense will present the evidence now. Let's save real fast. Proof that the man pictured in this photographic print was in fact the person struck by the third bullet. We want to use this again, right?
Take that!
That proof is right here in this portfolio. Good gracious, counsel, does that portfolio contain the answers to every question posed? Only right now, yeah. I see you share my interest in claret-colored liquids, my Nipponi's friend. But... enough. The court demands to see further evidence. Which blood sample proves the man you identified was the one shot by the third bullet at the scene of the crime? This one.
Take that!
As I mentioned before, on the afternoon of the day in question, the defendant attempted, deceitfully admittedly, to reclaim the disc from Windibanks. It was when the aforementioned Egbert Benedict appeared on the scene, I believe. This man then attempted to purloin the article from the defendant's possession. No. That's correct, my lord. I myself was present at the time. It was following this that a minor incident occurred. But of course, sir. Here's the disc for you. Very well. There we go, more stuck up like that. And I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style.
Wait a minute. That disc is mine.
Ugh. What do you think you're doing, you little tramp? You've drawn blood, you filthy animal. Being a music box disc, it has countless small but sharp metal protrusions over its surface. Those protrusions cause Mr. Benedict's finger to bleed, and the resulting smear of blood is still visible on the disc now. Goodness, a bloodstain, is it? My sister and I have just analyzed the blood here in this very courtroom.
Using my trusty fogger gun.
Yes, and we added the results to this portfolio.
I say,
It's green!
oh, it's green. Exactly the same color as the blood around the calendar.
The evidence is conclusive. The man calling himself Mr. Egbert Benedict, who was in Windibanks earlier in the day, is the accomplice who was present at the scene of the crime that same night.
So there was someone else there. Look at those two brothers now. They're sweating buckets. Oi, who are you talking about? It's boiling in here.
My lord, it's the opinion of the defense that Mr. Egbert Benedict should be summoned to the courtroom to testify. It would certainly seem that we can ill afford to ignore this gentleman's apparent presence.
Objection!
It has gone on long enough now. This flagrant ignorance of the mechanics of law. Sherlock Sholmes, you say? Yes, I've heard the name. A protagonist in a series of short stories for the vulgar classes. A god of detection of some such. Now you employ chemical substances devised by this fantastical persona in the highest court of the land? Do you expect us to take you seriously? The samples made by this plaything are not fit to be called evidence. But the bloodstain turned a shade of green. What of it? Here's to you successfully proving that no other blood in the world would turn the same color. Ah, well... And pray, do not even think of suggesting that we should take Mr. Sholmes' word for it. Ugh. Yeah, that is kind of a problem. Is he right? Is Mr. Sholmes' concoction a load of rubbish? I don't know. I mean, he is a great detective. What are you talking about? We can't let him get away with that. I knew it would come to this. Of course, Mr. Sholmes' invention isn't going to be recognized by any official body. But what other choice do I have?
I'm just remembering what Father Christmas over there said before. About how he was temporarily suspending the summation examination.
Ah,
In other words, the examination isn't over yet, is it?
good grief. What did you just say, young girl?
And in the summation examination, the decision as to whether or not the trial continues is in the hands of the 6 jurors, isn't it? So the way I see it, it doesn't matter what certain other people think of Hurley's invention. At least, not for now.
Yes, she's right. Young lady, you have quite the devious mind.
It really just comes down to one thing. Whether these ladies and gentlemen of the jury are convinced by what you say, Bruno. Is that about right, would you say? Or did I misunderstand something?
Unbelievable. Mr. Sholmes' partner is a force to be reckoned with.
Iris Wilson, sharpshooter.
After that shrewd preface of the situation from an entirely unexpected source, must be acknowledged that the previous summation examination has yet to reach its conclusion. This is absurd. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court now looks to you for your final leanings in this matter. As proud citizens of Her Majesty's Britain, I'm sure you will come to fair and just conclusions. So then, state your final decisions in turn, please.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Not guilty.
Oh, we got 4. We'll take it. The trial will continue. 2 call guilty and 4 call not guilty. Such is the outcome of the summation examination.
Objection.
My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage. The prosecution refuses to accept this decision. You don't get a choice. On what grounds? These jurors are persuaded by some half-baked concoction devised by a pretender to real police work, and they are too ignorant to be trusted with the judgment of anyone's guilt. I'm sorry, Lord Van Zieks, but the outcome of the summation examination cannot be ignored. The trial will continue. Ugh. Ah! Take that, Van Zieks. Nevertheless, we find ourselves in a rather awkward situation. Offenders have very reasonably requested the subpoena of a new witness. Sadly, I fear that will be impossible. What? Why? The name the gentleman gave for himself, Egbert Benedict, is quite clearly false. I don't believe it. That's when I'd managed to prove the man was there that night. Could I say something? Was that, please? Who spoke?
It was me, my lord.
Juror number 5? What have you to say, madam?
If possible, Inspector.
Me, ma'am?
I wonder if you might show the photographic print to me again? The one in which the gentleman is shown.
Oh, right, yes. This one you mean, of Mr. Benedict?
Yes. There's no doubt in my mind.
Juror number 5? You don't mean to say you know this man?
Yes, I know him.
What? No! Or no! Good gracious! Sorry, I'm like trying to hurry because the ads are about to start. Order, order, order! Rule number 5, how on earth?
I'm a communications officer. Stop.
As we can clearly see.
The gentleman in the photograph is... Stop. Also communications officer. Stop. He works in my office. Stop. Very talented operator, in fact. Stop. He should be in the communication station now. Stop. Tapping away on the telegraph. Stop.
This doesn't seem right somehow. I can't put my finger on why, but it doesn't feel right. He's definitely sharing the secrets.
Most of y'all imagine the accomplice would be some sort of hardened criminal. It's a bit unexpected to find out that he has a respectable job by day, whatever he gets up to at night.
Yeah, I suppose that's it. I suppose that's why I felt something was wrong. Gentleman is at London's communication station. We should be able to subpoena him within the hour. Lord Van Zeeks, if you please. Yes, my lord. Make the necessary arrangements with all haste, as your lordship bids. Court will recess for 1 hour. When the new witness arrives, we shall reconvene to hear the gentleman's testimony. Inspector Gregson? Yes, my lord. I should like to hear from you specifically about events at the pawnbroker on the day in question. Come to my chambers during the recess. Yes, sir, my lord. Very well, court is adjourned until 1:40 p.m. Alright, I imagine this is a stopping point. Alrighty! Yes, we shall save. I know the ads are playing right now, but they are literally missing nothing. Whew, that was eventful. That was quite a bit. It seems like there's only one last part in this trial, and in this case, I imagine. Because we will be pulling in Mr. Egbert Benedict, or whatever his name is. This ad starting soon. Are the ads not playing right this second? Oh, there they go. Alright, I think that is going to do it for us for the day. Let's go see on the good old twitch.tv. What a ride though, right guys? Star Rail. You and Echo's playing Star Rail. Oh, there's Cat Cam! Cute. Alright, I see Midna on the Cat Cam, so we're gonna go raid Neo Neko. But yeah. Ooh, that was a bit of a doozy. I look forward to wrapping up this case next week, hopefully. I like feel so bad for the people who are stuck watching ads right now. We go. Okay, we're ending. We're wrapping up. All right, that's gonna do it for us for the evening. Thanks all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks all to the lurkers, VoD watchers, people who in chatters as well. Dodge and Linkling, thank you very much. We will pick this up probably next weekend. Possibly. Actually, I'm not entirely sure because I might get dragged away to go do something next week. I'm really not sure. But he's told me they were going to, like, a couple weeks ago, like, drag me out to do something next weekend, but then, like, nothing was ever confirmed afterwards. So, we'll see what happens, right? I might not be here. If I'm not here, then we'll resume the following week. Yeah, do as much as we can. We'll do as much as we can then. But for now, we will call it here for the evening. Next stream will be tomorrow for a raid night. Even if we don't end up raiding, I'm sure we'll do so. So for now, let's go say hello to Neo. Alright. Again, everybody, hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Thanks again to everybody. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week, great rest of your weekend. And I'll see you guys next time. Stay tuned to Twitter to see if we do or not go live next week for more Ace Attorney goodness. After raid on tomorrow, Monday should be more Ironmon, and then
You know we're gonna do our best to squeeze in 16 somewhere, right? Right. Okay, I wanna play more. But I'm also gonna like see if I can fiddle with some settings so it goes a little bit smoother. We'll see. We'll have to see what we can manage to do. Anyway, thanks again, guys. Take care, spread love, spread joy, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody. Bye, bye.